The beginning, just another journey. The year was 1942. World War II had gripped the globe in chaos. There was destruction everywhere, bloodshed, the roar of warships, and the helplessness of humanity. During this turbulent time, a young Chinese man named Poon Lim was working aboard a British merchant ship, the SS Ben Lomond. The ship was navigating through the South Atlantic Ocean. Poon wasn't a soldier nor a fighter. He was just a regular crew member traveling across the ocean in search of a livelihood. The attack. Everything changed in moments. On November 23, 1942, while Poon was busy with his daily duties, a sudden explosion rocked the ship. A German U-boat had struck. Within minutes, the ship was torn apart and began to sink rapidly. Panic and screams filled the air as the crew scrambled for safety. Poon leapt into the water and managed to grab hold of a small wooden life raft, the last hope for survival. As he watched the ship vanish into the depths, he realized he was completely alone. Just him, the sea, the sky, and a terrifying silence. Day 1 of solitude. When Poon regained his senses, he found himself on a small, square life raft about 8 feet long and 5 feet wide. On board was a small container of water, a few biscuits, a fishing hook, and a crude cutting tool. It wasn't nearly enough to survive for days. Poon knew right away, if help didn't arrive soon, he would die. But giving up wasn't an option. The struggle begins. For the first few days, Poon survived on the limited rations, a biscuit a day and small sips of water. He would shield his eyes from the burning sun during the day, soak his clothes to stay cool, and shiver through the cold nights. Every moment was painful. He realized quickly that he would have to adapt to survive. Fishing and birds, gifts from the sea. Soon, the biscuits were gone and the water nearly finished. Poon had to think fast. Using the fabric from his life jacket, he fashioned a fishing line, baited the hook with a small piece of his own flesh, and cast it into the ocean. After hours of waiting, he caught his first fish. There was no cheer or smile. He silently cleaned and dried the fish in the sun, rinsed it with seawater, and ate it slowly. A few days later, a bird landed on the raft. Poon remained still, then lunged and grabbed it with his bare hands. He killed it and ate it too. These weren't easy tasks, but Poon's mind and body were learning to fight nature. Rain, a message of life. One day, the sky darkened and it began to rain heavily. Poon used his clothes and the container to collect water. That moment was a sign. Every drop was life. He looked up to the sky and whispered, "I don't want to die." New threats: sharks, sun, sickness. Poon's challenges were far greater than hunger or thirst. Often, sharks would circle his raft, brushing against it or nudging it. He would freeze in fear, but somehow always held himself together. The scorching sun blistered his skin. His eyes swelled, wounds formed on his body, and salt water stung him relentlessly. But he was no longer a fragile survivor. He was turning into a warrior. Memories and hope. At night, Poon often thought about his family, his mother's love, his father's discipline, his sister's laughter. He cried in the silence of the sea. But every new day, he pulled himself up and fought again. He began marking each passing day on his wrist with a scratch so he wouldn't lose count of how long he survived. It was a small way to stay sane, a reminder that he was still alive.